Good morning and a welcome to you. Let me have a little sip of coffee, please. If you don't mind the intrusion or disturbing the video. You're not locked into your past, your present, and you can have a future. You know there's a vast difference when you read Scripture between knowledge and wisdom. We train the head, but we let the heart run wild. We allow culture, character to walk miles apart. We learn language and math and we leave manners and morals untouched. The purpose of education is to reveal our need for change. But education alone doesn't change anything. It can bring frustration at the recognition that we need to change. But sometimes and somehow we feel locked in. We feel at times that we're living a powerless life. He asked me to go to a birthday party. He was 45 years old at the time, 50 years old at the time. He said, I want you to go to my party. I said, okay, I'll meet you on Monday night at 7 o'clock. We went to this old church building not too far from where we live. He said, I haven't had a drink in I can't remember the exact date, but maybe 30-something, 40-something days. He was so happy. He said, tonight I get a pin because it's my birthday, not having a drink. And I went to this meeting with him. You know what it was an AA meeting, of course. And he was so fired up and he was so proud for me to sit with him while he was presented with this pin that said, haven't had a drink for X amount of days. We were talking, we got to talk, him and I, about life and church and everything else. But he was so happy that night. He expressed to me, he said, I'm hoping to get to my next birthday without taking a drink. And I looked at him and I says, I hope you will be successful and not taking another drink. He said, but I don't know what the day will bring. But he said, I've learned this important lesson in life. He said, I don't make any plans and I won't get let down. I said, what do you mean? He said, I make no plans. He said, I live for the moment, no plans whatsoever, and I don't get let down. Here's a young man who was locked into failure. Here was a young man who had no plans whatsoever to overcome his problem. He felt it. He said it. He said it. He said, it's beyond my control. There is no help, he said. And he looked at me and he says, whatever will be, will be. And I thought, man, how sad. I looked at him and I thought, how sad. His fear of failure kept him from making any plans to overcome. His fear of failing and failure kept him to the realm of defeat. He recognized the demons in his life. He'd been to prison at least, I went to visit him at least once, so I think he'd been there at least twice. Drunk and disorderly or something. But he felt hopeless. And he said, I don't want to let anyone down. And he said, I don't want to let myself down, so I don't ever make plans. I couldn't help but think, his problem is the same problem most of us have. And facing demons in our lives. How can I get out of the mess that I'm in? How can I stop running against a brick wall? How can I do something to overcome? And why do the wicked prosper and the good folk, all this good stuff? I've been there. And discovering the power to change is the most crucial aspect to change. Christ's power is the solution. And without Christ in our lives, depression, loneliness, brokenness, sadness, sinfulness, the demons will rob us of our sanity and self-control. And they will rob us from the joy of everyday living. The world has done a tremendous job convincing us that Christ has nothing to offer. And the church has done a miserable job convincing the world that Christ has everything to offer. The world has told us when you're in bondage, there is no hope, there is no victory. That's not our message. There is hope and there is victory. There is hope. And the devil is real and his little demons are real. But at the end of the day, God has given us everything that we need for to live the Christian life. God has given us everything. And you and I know the Christian life is not a stroll. It's war out there. And we fight these demons daily. And if you think they're not real, let me tell you, Jesus recognized that they were real. He was tempted by the devil. He was tempted. In Mark chapter 1, verses 1 through 11, he met the man coming out of the tombs with the unclean spirit. And no one could bind him. He was breaking the chains. He was cutting himself with stones. And when he saw Jesus, he ran and worshipped him. Jesus says, "Come out of the man, you unclean spirit." And Legion, he believed. Jesus believed he was real. And Jesus was able to take care of the problem. Let me tell you, there is no hopeless situations when Christ enters the picture. Are you depressed? Please turn your life over to Jesus. Give your life to Jesus. He has the answer to all of your problems. God bless you. Have a wonderful day.